So I've been studying Chinese for the time I've been here, 7 years. And when you go out and about in the world as a foreigner, people want to ask you questions. Often the same questions over and over again. There's well-known expat tropes of like, people will ask you the same 5 questions over and over. Can you use chopsticks? Can you speak Chinese? Can you eat the spice? I can't think of 2 others. But actually, because they're not the same 5, they're generally drawn on the same pool of knowledge. But I've had pretty different, kids, they ask about your kids and your salary a lot too. That is something I think that rubs foreigners the wrong way, because culturally it's totally fine in Chinese to small talk about money, and especially, I think this is true in other Western countries, but I know in America it's like super rude to ask what someone's salary is. Also, commenting on your body, how fat or tall you are. That's not rude in Chinese, but it is rude to Americans. So people do get, there's a slight annoyance with the set of personal questions. But I actually don't mind it because I look at it as my pop quiz. I haven't really taken a lot of formal Chinese lessons. I just took a couple weeks of a class one time. So this is for me, because I like achievement and I like winning. This is my pop quiz when all of a sudden I'm in an elevator and I have to ask 20 questions about why I don't have a kid, or 20 questions about my job schedule. And it is like some professor somewhere said, the pop quiz can come at any time and can draw on anything from the sentence you learned your first week in China to knowledge we haven't even covered yet. So be ready, students. And I'm ready, because I like studying and I like knowing the answer. And also, for my particular flavor of social unease, it's easier for me to focus on fulfilling a knowledge quotient rather than to look at it as a social interaction. So sometimes it's easier for me to speak to people in Chinese than it is to speak to people in English. Similar to the way I think people don't believe actors when they say they're shy, but it's way easier to deliver lines someone else has written to millions of people than it is to make up your own lines directed at one person. For us shy types, anyway. I hope this rattling window is not too much for you, but I am a little afraid. But we're gonna try it anyway. I'm going back to America for vacation on Tuesday, not now. Right now I'm just going to the mall. But Peter is not coming with me. He's gonna stay in China for that time, which, you know, he's an adult, so that's totally fine, but I'm a little nervous for a variety of reasons. A big one being that he doesn't actually speak that much Chinese. He can say like thank you and beer, but he doesn't drink beer anymore, so that's not so helpful. But the thing is, neither of us spoke Chinese at all when we first moved here, and we survived. It's actually incredibly possible to get around. It's not easy. It's very anxiety-inducing and stressful, but it's doable. And now we have the benefit of, we've lived in this neighborhood for a couple of years. Everybody knows who we are. Everybody knows Peter. More and more people are speaking English in Luzhou every day. And we have friends. So Peter should be able to get around. It's more just my worry, not being in charge maybe. But yesterday I made up a list like you give to a babysitter of all the phone numbers and all the codes and passwords that he'll need. And we're gonna buy a lot of food. I tried to teach him to use 𝗖𝗵cie and he decided that was more annoying than it would be helpful. So, I mean, he's gonna be able to get away with 2 weeks of not speaking any Chinese because he's gotten away with 7 years of not being able to speak any Chinese. He still exists out in the world even when I'm not with him. It's interesting, because in Luzhou anyway, people totally are more amused than anything if you can or can't speak Chinese. That really tickles Luzhou people. And people have just been so incredibly helpful to us in all kinds of situations. So he's gonna be fine. I'm not putting my hand in your So I found the new perfect store for me. You can see it in the background there, 𝗣𝘂. It's all black and gray and pink t-shirts and basics, and I dress it up for the camera sometimes, but really the plain as plain can be. Like, stripes are exciting. I just love it. So I'm really excited. I just joined their membership program because I'm a sucker for membership cards. China's real big into VIP cards at every store. It usually gets you some kind of discount. I mean, the same as we have those in America too, but it's a big deal. But I'm just really excited. I just bought 4 black t-shirts in different shapes. I'm really excited.